Hello gamers, I hope you're all doing great. Nintendo and third parties. Now that's one popular topic. Everyone I speak with about Nintendo's future platform, which I'll refer to as NX from this point on, is crossing their fingers that third parties will back the NX up full force. Is it possible? Can the NX really have everything from Nintendo and everything from third parties? I'm right there with the next one who says that if the NX has the great first and second party games alongside every single multi-plat third party game that looks and plays just as well as the competition, Nintendo would be taking the video game industry by storm. It would almost be completely pointless to get other gaming consoles since the NX would pretty much have everything. Sure, the competition would have select exclusives, but when it comes to exclusives, Nintendo has the most beloved and most well-known brands. Combine Zelda, Mario, Metroid, Smash Bros, and a lot more with the vast library of third-party games like Metal Gear Solid, Kingdom Hearts, The Elder Scrolls, and Grand Theft Auto, and the NX will quickly become the console of choice for most consumers. Now here is the problem. I do not see this happening, and I truly believe we need to stop thinking that Nintendo needs third parties to find success. Third parties for Nintendo consoles are a bonus, not a necessity. Yes, it's true that Nintendo has had issues filling up their many game gaps in the past, in which then would have been a great time to have third party support. But going forward, third parties are not the answer. I have a feeling that Nintendo is finding ways on how to be successful on their own, without depending on third parties like the competition does. The reason for this is quite simple. Let's say the NX releases right alongside the PS5 and next Xbox, which I doubt, this is just an example. Let's say the NX is slightly more powerful than the competition and is very third-party friendly. I can almost guarantee that Nintendo would still not get the third-party support everyone wants them to have for one very important reason. Unlike the competition, Nintendo involuntarily competes with third parties. How, you ask? Because if you release most major third-party games remotely close to a popular Nintendo game, it just won't sell that well. Remember, it's not like all Xbox and PlayStation consumers would just move on to Nintendo. It will take time. Nintendo fans are most likely going to be the first wave of NX owners, in which most would probably not support these third-party games. Third parties will take note of that, and instead of taking risk and staying on the platform for a bit longer like they should, they'll say they're disappointed in the sales and stop supporting the NX. This does sound very disappointing for many, I'm sure, but it's a reality I think Nintendo is facing. Nintendo needs a new idea, a revolution that will give them success without the need for third parties. We can all take a guess and speculate that idea, but the most common idea is the Nintendo Fusion. Nintendo has hinted at this Fusion platform quite a few times now, going into slightly more detail during the investors briefing back in January of 2014. Remember the famous idea of potentially having one platform that could be played on your TV and on the go? Believe it or not, this idea will hurt third parties even more. If Nintendo only has one platform moving forward, not counting their new mobile market, all Nintendo development teams would focus all their efforts on that one platform, decreasing the amount of game gaps with more Nintendo games. This hurts third parties because by having more Nintendo games, it will cause more involuntary competition for third parties. Maybe the Fusion idea is the revolutionary idea Nintendo needs. It's not like that idea was never attempted in the past. Sony tried to do this with the PSP and PS3, and remember the Sega Nomad? There you had both ideas. One needed a separate device for the functionality to work, referring to Sony's idea, and the other used just one device. Which of those two ideas would Nintendo go with is unknown, but whatever it is, it would need to be an idea that works fluently and that's very user-friendly. I get a feeling the NX would be a third idea, never before approached by another developer. Let's say Nintendo pulled it off. Let's say they go with the Fusion idea and succeeds, as well as getting the name of the platform, the marketing, and price right. That's a lot, but hypothetically Nintendo pulled it off in those categories with the NX. That, my friends, would not be a system to underestimate. Not only would Nintendo have fewer game gaps by focusing all their developments on one platform, all your games could also be played on the go? If Nintendo pulled it off and the Fusion idea works like a charm, that would be huge. Plus, it's not like the NX would have zero third-party support either, and I'm sure Nintendo would continue funding select titles from third parties, as well as creating more collaboration titles too. Even after all this, I'm sure many are still skeptical about the NX without third-party support. Now I'm really gonna splurge a wild idea. What if Nintendo's Fusion idea allows you to stream whatever you would normally see on your TV, on the go, anywhere in the world? The device you would be holding in your hand would not power the game. Your console, which you would have wirelessly turned on from super far away, would be the source of power. That would be insane. I mean, if you think about it, you would be able to play games like Mario Kart 9 and Smash 5 online wherever you are in the world, since again, the device you're holding does not power the game, nor does it give you an internet connection. What powers the game would be your console at home, and the router you have at home would be what gives you internet. The device you're holding in a bus, for example, would only allow you to turn on your console from super far away and to allow latency-free streaming. If Nintendo did that and offered the service for free, then wow. But yeah, that idea was pretty wild, and knowing Nintendo, what they'll pull off is something none of us saw coming. So there you have it. What revolutionary idea will Nintendo create that allows them to depend solely on themselves? Nintendo is a company that has been around the gaming industry for more than 30 years. If anyone has a back catalog of franchises that is capable to keep a company in business, it's Nintendo. No other first-party company can live without third parties. I think Microsoft wants to change that with the new leadership of Phil Spencer, which he admitted that no first-party company has a more robust library of quality games than Nintendo. In fact, Phil admitted that Nintendo was an inspiration when it comes to first-party development. After all, he did say that he was putting less effort into third-party partnerships and more effort in first-party creations. I know a lot of you would love Nintendo to have third-party support again like they did back in the SNES, but remember, it's not because a company has more games and makes more money that it's more enjoyable for consumers. The quality of most classic third-party developers have fallen apart, so more games does not necessarily mean better games. Few classic developers are learning the errors of their ways and are making steps in the right direction, like Square Enix, for me anyway, and I am crossing my fingers that Capcom comes back to the good old days as well. With Nintendo, we know that us fans will continue to get the games we desire, while hopefully getting a few resurrected IPs as well. And if the Fusion idea is true, then the consumers who will gain the most from this are Nintendo fans, as we'll be getting more Nintendo games on that console than any other console before it. Thanks for watching my video, and as always, take care you Nintendo fans and all-around gamers. Enjoy gaming. Kart out.